Welcome to the Lesson of the Week with yours truly, Sean Thunder Wallace. I'm a performer, composer, and professor of music at The Ohio State University. This weekly program is designed to inspire and inform the serious music student. We're all students here, so join me on the path of discovery as we learn together.
The reason that certain keys are less challenging, easier, whatever, is because they're more familiar to you. You're playing F flat, playing B flat, playing, it's like that. So then when you start to play even some of those tunes in keys that you don't usually play them in, then it's like, this is hard, this is challenging. Well, it's just you're just not used to that key. So what it is like once you get used to some of those keys, from learning how to play something in every key, a tune in every key, not just like a 2-5 or a turnaround or a pattern, although that's a good place to start to get used to playing, playing stuff in every key. But once you get past that, you get to actually playing tunes, and I always tell everybody, that's like the order of operations. You got 2-5-1s, turnarounds, patterns, things like that. You get that stuff in every key. It's things like scales, arpeggios, scales and thirds, all kinds of different scales you learn in every key. So, and at least be able to play them in half steps and fourths, at least, So, okay, I already got that. Okay, I got that stuff together. Work out a lot of patterns, a lot of different kinds of rudiments within any particular scale, because if there are patterns and rudiments that you can't play in a particular key, it just means that you don't know scale. That's what it means. It's straightforward. You just don't know it. So then, after you start getting more comfortable with that, then you can start working on tunes in every key. Take a blues, get that in every key. Get your bass line together. Be able to walk the bass line. But then also be able to use, all these exercises we've been talking about, thirds and sevenths, your chord scales, arpeggios, continuous scales, diatonic transposition, patterns, being able to play patterns, symmetrically over the phone. So many different things, substituting giant step substitutions over the changes. Plugging in 2 and 5s and turnarounds, being able to do that. Whatever it is. Just a long list of, there's lots of stuff. Rhythmic stuff, chromaticism, enclosure exercise, all kinds of different things you can get. Okay, you get that stuff in every key, so then it's like when you go to work out another tune in every key, it's kind of like a lot of the work has already been done. It's just you're just trying to make sure that you're relying on your ear to get you through the tune, and that sometimes can be challenging because you might hear different keys differently. A lot of people are into this. Keys have colors. This key is more of a this brighter key. That key is a darker key. And I don't doubt that that's true, although I don't think of it that way, and I don't hear it that way. I think that a lot of it is psychological, based on the amount of comfort that people have in certain keys versus other keys. I also think that a certain range, I do believe that there's a certain range that will resonate a little differently. Like, for instance, like if I'm comping on a piano, I want to stay out of the muddy range, but then I also want to stay out of the real tinkly range. So there's some kind of meat and potato stuff that's in the middle. And if I play in certain keys, it's going to make me have to kind of gravitate towards certain voicings so that I can stay within the good range. Same thing with saxophone. there are certain keys that tend to lay really nicely on the saxophone, and there's certain imperfections in the saxophone that cause certain, you want to be able to play certain notes because they have a certain sound, and those notes you're not going to be able to play in certain keys in the same relationship to the chords. So in that sense, I think it can be different. Okay. I don't know that I really get a different mood or something from different keys. Only within that perspective do I totally buy that. So, you know, and like I said, I'm not trying to totally downplay that. I think there is something to be said about that. I just think that most of the reason that that's the case are the things that I just said. And that has to do with lack of musicianship. Some of it has to do with lack of musicianship. You know, well, I just am not comfortable in that key. So when I play in that key, I'll try to bluesy it around. You know, I'll try to play real bluesy because I can't really play the same stuff I can play in B flat. So I'm playing in C sharp, and you hear cats playing a bunch of pentatonic stuff. That's because that's it. You know, at least they can hear the pentatonic stuff over the phone. You know, as opposed to, you know, oh, it just sounds different, and so therefore, no, I just don't buy that totally. So, really, what it is, what's beautiful, one of the beautiful things about playing in every key, is it will expose weaknesses, areas of weakness, you know, that if you address those areas of weakness, it will even dramatically improve the kinds of things that you play in more familiar keys, right? So, yeah, playing every key. I can't stress it enough. You know, did I have you take a solo and learn it in every key yet?
No, yeah.
Okay, all right. I think that's next.
Okay.
I think that's what we're going to do next.
Can that not be 2016?
It doesn't have to be 2016. Let's take something that's pretty meat and potatoes. Let's take a Parker solo.
Okay.
It's got a lot of vocabulary in it, and I want you to start working that out in every key. So you could take something like Upper Vav, Bloom Ditto, Mohawk, something. But a couple of the solos have a lot of technical stuff in them. I don't want to bog you down with a bunch of technical stuff. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to start to get this stuff in your ear and to start relating your ear to the different keys as it relates to the instrument. That's kind of the thing, and it'll help you to really build a lot of vocabulary because you have to really know the vocabulary, you know, to be able to play it in those other keys. So maybe even take something like Buzzy, Buzzy or Bloom Ditto, one of the two of those. Why don't you do Bloom Ditto? Do Bloom Ditto, and so this is the way I'm going to suggest that you do this. I want you to start by playing. Learning a course at a time, by ear, well, not by ear, but memorizing a course at a time. Okay? So as opposed to, okay, all right, I got the whole thing memorized. All right, now let's just start going through the whole course. Now you could memorize the whole thing first, that's fine. But you don't want to be trying to in every key, play the whole thing in every key and then go to the next. What I think is much better is to do course by course. Start with the melody. Get the melody in every key. Then go to the first course of the solo. Get the first course of the solo in every key. The second course of the solo. Third course of the solo, like that. All right? And then start putting it together.